Dear colleagues, good day. It's Daniel Lepsky here, and I'm Olga Product Champion. And in this short demo, I would like to introduce changes we have made to parametric studies in the recent version of Olga, which is 2024.2. So, and now we can start with this. So, for those who are not aware what is parametric studies, it's a way we study uncertainties in Olga. And you can access parametric study clicking this button, and here you'll see parametric study icon. Then you just click on it, and then you can receive some dialog box where you can specify the parameters. So just short introduction on how you can do this. Here in the table, you right click on the parameters and click on select parameter. So here you need to specify which parameter you want to change in your study compared to the basic case. In my specific case, I want to change source information for pad 3 here. So first, it actually reflects how the model is structured in Olga in the basic case. If you want something belonging to the flow path, you need to select flow path here. So I select flow path 3, and here I can see that there is a source called pad 3. So I click on it, and then you need to specify what exact parameter for the source you want to verify, to change actually. And in my case, I want it to be GOR. Then I search for GOR here, and then it shows me what is the value for GOR in the basic case. So I click OK, and then here in the table in study 1, 2, I can add more. By right click, I can insert case or delete case. So I can specify as much GORs for the source pad 3 as I want. But actually for this demo, I have prepared some big matrix. I can switch between studies in this menu. And here I have, as you can notice, very big matrix for different sensitivities, iterating on GORs for all the sources. I have in total I have 4 sources in my model. Actually, we can switch to the model view and see how the model looks like. It's 4 pads, flow lines, and then they all produce to the plant. So in parametric studies, I have selected in the way I demoed before GORs for all the sources. Then I iterate on pressure in the receiving facilities. I want 3 pressures to be studied, 5, 7, and 9 bars. Then I iterate also on the standard flow rate for all the 4 flow passes. So actually, if you can see it's more than 1,500 cases here. So if you want to specify it manually, then it will take possibly a week for you to enter all these values. Then I would like to demo quite old feature. It's existed actually in Olga, but it's not very widely used. So actually, if you click on metrics, you can see the values for actually all the parameters you have selected in the table view, and then you can specify what values for each of them you want to study. For GORs, I want 200 and 400 for each of them, and then I also iterate on flow rates for the different flow passes. So, and also I wanted 3 values for the pressure on the receiving facility. And then I click OK, and then it generates this matrix. And actually, you possibly noticed that the column standard flow rate for pad 3 was empty. And it's one of the new features which I wanted to demo. Actually, if you don't want, after some study, if you don't want some parameters to study further, you can just right click on it, and now you have the option to delete column. Previously, you had the only option to delete parameters. It's by reducing the number of parameters here in this box. But actually, it was removing parameters just from the right. You could not remove the parameters somewhere in the middle of this matrix. So actually, when you are removing all these columns, then you had to reset them again. And if you're doing it manually, then it takes again some time. But with this option, you can just remove some parameters in the middle by right click. So you click on delete column, and that's it. Also, I wanted to show you how to make a decoration for the cases and for the output files you have for this study. So actually, if, you can select from the default types of decoration. It will like case name and number for the case. You just then call all the case you have, case 1, case 2, etc. And there are some other options for decoration. But if you want to make it on your own choice, so you can enter it manually here. And I want to give the name of the parameters which I change and then the value for that parameters for this specific case. So I type manually here p3gr, which means gr for pad 3. And then I type percent symbol and number 1. Number 1, percent number 1, it means that after these letters, it will take the value from the table for column 1, for parameter number 1. And I have only 9 parameters now. So the last parameter, so the Q for pad 6 and then percent 9, it means that it will take the value for the 9th parameters in this series. So that's how you make manual decoration for the cases. And it's quite useful, and it was also a bug which was fixed in this release. Previously, if you had more than 9 parameters in the decoration, Olga could take some random number for the last one, actually beyond 9 parameters. For the 10th, 11th, it could take some random number, which was not presented in the column for that parameter. So this bug was fixed, and now you can see the normal decoration. So all the parameters which you have and the corresponding values from the columns, they all are in this decoration. So I think it's the main change we have in parametric study. So we can switch to another one. We have reduced the number of parameters and to run them. And actually what I want to show here is the sorting problem. So which was in previous versions but not now. So actually I have run all these cases, which was 24 cases for the parametric study, and now I have plotted hold up profiles for each of the cases for some specific flow line going to the plant. And now you can notice that it sorts like case 01, 02, 03, so in the correct order. But previously Olga was sorting only on the first digit. So and it was given names like without zeros, so it was case 1, 2, 3, etc. without zero, and then it sorted in the on the first digit only, and it meant that you have case 1 followed by case 10, 11, etc. And then it was case 2, 20, 21, etc. So now we actually resolved this way of sort, and now Olga sorts similar to Windows. Actually, on all the numbers or letters which you have in the naming, it sorts on it. So currently you have the correct sorting of the output files. So also what I wanted to pay your attention on is if I again go back to this matrix. And actually, I have run all these cases also. As I mentioned, it's more than 1,500 cases. Initially, I had 10 parameters there. So it took me almost 2 hours to simulate all of them in steady state. Well, you can imagine that if you need to simulate this number of cases in transient mode, where each simulation can take 1 or 2 or 3 hours, then it actually takes forever to simulate 1000 cases. I haven't got this experience in my past. The maximum number of cases I had in my real life was 300, which is still enough to occupy the whole week or month. So actually, it was the exact idea behind what I was talking on the slide. It's a simulation of parametric study in cloud. Actually, it's exactly the case where you can benefit a lot. What we do in this case, actually, Olga sends all the cases you have here, all the 1000 cases to cloud, and then it launches simultaneously all the cases. And actually, the simulation time of the whole matrix is similar to the simulation time for the single case. So actually, in 2-3 hours, depending how long your basic case is running, you will get the answer for the whole uncertainty matrix you have here. And I think you will benefit a lot from this. Then you will be able to simulate, to study uncertainties very fast and mitigate different risks related to flow assurance issues. That's all I wanted to demonstrate in this video, and I hope it was interesting and you may find it useful and you will apply it in your real flow assurance studies. Thank you for your attention. Bye.